How often do you wake up already feeling like you're behind, like before the day's even begun? In high performance and in self development, this feeling and this thought can come in that we're behind. In the mornings, you wake up, maybe you've set out your goals the night before, maybe you set out your to do list that morning, and straight away, this thought comes in and you start comparing and thinking that you're already behind. Maybe then you go onto LinkedIn or onto social media and you see someone else and you think, I'm behind, I'm well behind. You start comparing to them in a negative way. And this is quite a common theme in self development, in high performance. And we live in this loop. It's a loop constantly chasing the next version of ourselves. And something, a lot of the work that we do at A Game with our clients is, who are you becoming? And stepping into future you. Create contentment, but don't settle. But the negative side of it is being behind on progress, behind on goals, behind on being better. And this thought can come in before we've even brushed our teeth in the morning. Or in fact, it doesn't matter. You can just hijack. It can come in at any moment. That thought can come in, that comparison piece. And usually it's triggered by comparison, by when you speak to other people, when you interact with other people, when you see things on social media, and you start comparing, and they're well ahead of me. Look at my to-do list, and I'm doing it all on my own, and I don't have a team around me, etc. Things aren't getting delivered or progressing as much as I'd hoped to. I feel like I'm behind. So this is where the self-improvement culture, self-development culture, while it's meant to be positive and well-meaning, it can actually fuel this chronic dissatisfaction. And I think a lot of people fall into this. One of my favorite quotes, I have lots of favorite quotes, you probably noticed by now, I've got a massive bank full of them. It's one by Sam Harris. And he says, what would this moment be like if there were truly nothing missing and nothing to do, nothing to improve and nothing to wait for? What if this right now, in this moment, already enough? Only you know. But that already enough piece, when I've worked with this on clients and they tell us that they now feel enough, that's a choice. After the work that they've done, they've made a choice and accepted that they are enough. It's a thought process that's changed after all the work they've done in self-development. But at the end of the day, they've chosen to be enough. So what if where you are now in your self-development journey and in your business, in your performance, etc., that it is enough, and accepting with where you're at right now, all you can do is all you can do. But also don't kid yourself. Something that our mentor talks to us a lot about is all you can do is all you can do, but do not kid yourself. I think what I find fascinating about humans, and also old versions of me, is how much peace is available inside of us, and we trade it away in pursuit of something that we can't even define yet. There's things that hijack our inner peace, because this is what it's all about. It's creating this inner peace, this inner fulfillment. But you can still chase, you can still do, you can still work towards your goals, you can still work towards becoming the best version of yourself, but finding peace in that process, focusing on the process and not the prize. Because when you focus on the prize and you focus on future you, it creates this future anxiety, and that comparison comes in. All it's doing is pulling you out of the present moment, and instead invite in the acceptance. Just understand this is where you're at right now. Review, get rid of the things that you know that are not serving you, and the things that are on your to-do list that are not going to move the needle or make the boat go faster. Put them to one side and then focus on the things that must be done, and remove that judgment and that comparison of you're not enough, or you don't feel like you're progressing enough. You feel like you're already behind. Which is why we talk a lot in A Game about the 1%. Just how can I be 1% better today? You prioritize 10 things, you prioritize nothing. Have 3 things on your to-do list. That's it. And how can I be 1% better? 1% better in my relationships, 1% better in my diet, 1% better in my self-improvement, 1% better in exercise and everything else. Subtle changes, small changes, that's what compounds over time. And those thoughts that come in that hijack our inner peace, it's the smallest things that can come in. This is what I find fascinating about humans. And I'm not perfect at this, by the way, but old versions of me is how much we let external things hijack our inner peace. The things that happen, the email that comes in, the notification on the phone, the conversation that you had with someone, the delayed reply, the comment, the misunderstanding from someone, these external triggers just pull us into this overthinking, this ruminating thoughts, this reacting, spiraling thoughts on this future-based anxiety that doesn't exist. Alan Watts talks a lot about this. And he talks about the illusion of the future. It is just an illusion. It's a concept. I'll put a link to one of the videos in the show notes on this and in the comment section. It's all just an illusion. But that one email, that one comment, or that one conversation just triggers and hijacks our inner peace. And then we go into this future-based anxiety. What if this? What if that? This is what they meant. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Take the breath. Pause. It's just words on a screen. It's just words that people said. You get to decide what they mean and not to over catastrophize. So we think that things need fixing all the time, but it's not. It's actually our internal response that truly matters. That's the thing. You don't need to have an opinion about everything. Not everything requires your attention, okay? You know the things that are important that require your attention. Not everything needs fixing. But your internal response and how you communicate with oneself, that's the key bit, the messages you're sending to yourself. So this inner peace, it isn't about getting it all done, okay? So, in self-development and getting your goals done and getting through your to-do list, etc., it's not about getting it all done. It's about being okay even when it's not done. All you can do is all you can do, but invite that acceptance in and know that you've done a good job. And that's where the peace is as well. It's not about getting it all done and ticking it off the to-do list and rushing around. No, I went through this with my coach a while ago. In the house, if the house was a mess, or you come back in after a nice day out, and as soon as I'd open the door and close the door, I'd announce it to my family. Right, it's military time. Military mode, basically, where we get the house cleaned up. The shopping gets put away, the washing gets done. It's like this sort of like rapid, quick, get it all done. And when I worked through it with my coach, he said, why not just do it? Why does it have to be announced and this, adrenaline going into it? And I thought, well, because it gets done. Yes, it can get done, but was it done to a good standard, or was it just rushed? Were you just doing it again to just tick it off the list? And by the way, this doesn't just apply to things around the house, in your work, in your business. It's the quality that matters. So slow down and do it. Of course, we can still apply effort to it and everything else, but it's doing it at the right pace that serves us. Because when you're grounded in not waiting, not rushing, that's where the power lives. So you can still stay grounded. And when things are slowing down, whilst it can feel like you're not getting much done, but you actually are, because that's where the clarity is. In that stillness, you can actually get into a flow state. So if any of you do a lot of meditations and things like that, that can help you get into the flow state. That's where that can help. So you're not behind, you're not broken, you're not late to your own life. Nothing that's happening. Just take a deep breath right now and let go. That's the key message in here. The future is just an illusion. Accept where you are right now. Let go of needing to fix. Let go of needing to change. Let go of needing to do it all and chase anything. Just let it be. Let you be. That's the key. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is nothing, which links back to the not everything needs your attention. Show up calm, show up clear. You're already doing the work.